Hey fellas, it's Coach. Wanted to have you all watch a video on a little bit more detail about the three main defenses we play, which are blue with three variations: short, medium, and deep blue, which is a cover three, red, and pink. Okay, the three main markers I need you to know the distances to are the rush line, which is 7 yards, our safety line, which is 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and our shading needs to be done at 10 yards. We've been doing it at 7 lately. I need it back more. Shading is crucial because an offense cannot look at where you're standing and have any idea what you're about to pop into. So I want to make sure we do that regularly. So this here is an outline of our standard cover two or blue defense. Cover two refers to how many safeties you have. So we have 3 on the line with 1 rusher and 2 safeties. One of the things I want to make sure we do is the middle linebacker and rusher need to be offset 3 big steps or 3 yards from the very middle of the field, so we have a balanced attack on anything coming up through the middle. These are the zones that the line plays in a cover 2. They're called flat zones. The middle linebacker is responsible for going all the way to the sideline, which isn't drawn here. This is our cover 2 shallow blue, where the middle linebacker presses up to about 5 yards in front of the line of scrimmage. This formation of blue is called mid blue. We sometimes call it green. It's the same thing. This is where the middle linebacker lines up approximately 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So slightly behind the cornerbacks, but in front of the safeties. One note before I go into deep blue, there are lots of ways to play a cover 2. The biggest difference in how the cover 2 looks is the middle linebacker being pressed forward or more farther back. How many times do we crush teams with Carolina because their middle linebackers playing too aggressive and the safeties are occupied with outside routes? So we want to always be aware of where our middle linebacker is in our cover 2. It's the most important thing. This here is actually a cover 3. We call it deep blue. It simply brings back the middle linebacker into the line. So we have 3 safeties 15 yards back, and we have our corners pinch, which means they're playing more inside. I want everybody on the team to know every position on defense so that you understand how we're attacking an offense. We're actually not playing defense in my mind, we're attacking them. The first thing that our cornerbacks are going to take away are inside routes, meaning posts or blasts or anything that's trying to attack that 7-yard line. It's especially important that you guys understand that our defense is not made to cover underneath routes. I don't care about 3-yard passes. I care about the tackling at the 7-yard line that we're defending. So one more time, this is an underneath route. It's a slant coming from the left side to the right. This is not something I want you guys trying to jump. I do not care if they catch this football. I want us to let them catch underneath passes and make a simple tackle at our 7-yard line. This is the exact formation of how every single tackle on this team should be made on a run play or a ball that's thrown underneath the line of scrimmage. We should have the cornerback on the outside, the middle linebacker on the inside, with the safety over top for help. Which leads to the formation of us creating what I call a tackling triangle with the rusher coming in from behind. I want to go over one of the biggest mistakes I see teams make, and I want to make sure we don't make this mistake. We tackle as a team. I don't expect our cornerbacks to make one-on-one tackles. I expect them to have the right positioning and help with the middle linebacker and the rusher and safety. And so when we press early into getting a ball carrier, let me show you what happens. So let's go over an example of a simple play, a run sweep right, and how we will defend it. Here you see the cornerback charging in to make a hero tackle in the open field, which is a one-on-one tackle against usually the best runners on the other team. This is not what we want to do. Because if that cornerback misses, now they've put the safety in an equally bad position with one more tackle to break for a potential touchdown. So one more time, for the correct way to tackle, this is proper leverage where the cornerback is on the outside shoulder forcing the runner back in to the middle linebacker with the rusher coming up from behind. Because we waited for them to get to the 7-yard line, it allowed the middle linebacker to have the time to get to the side and help on the tackle. Another thing we don't want to have happen is the middle linebacker doing the same thing in the middle and running in without support from either a cornerback or a rusher to team tackle the carrier. So remember, one of the mistakes I believe most teams make is that every play they're trying to hold you to no gain, and in doing so they play over aggressive and leave big holes in the middle and deep parts of the field. A cover 2 blue defense is not an over aggressive defense. We have other packages we will move into when we need stops for 0 yards. This is a grind you out defense that we want to be able to play whenever we're able to. This is a note on inside run tackling. Our cornerbacks have to recover all the way to the middle of the field to make any tackle at the 7-yard line that's going through that part on their side with the middle linebacker. You cannot be outside and watch the middle linebacker tackle all alone. So here is how it should look when the corner properly recovers to the middle on an inside run and helps the middle linebacker. Cover 2 blue, safety play. Your first read is one thing. Is anyone barreling down my sideline? If so, you're going to need to recover. Notice this picture is not the proper angle. 15 yards back from where you are standing. So you're at 15 yards, you need to recover to 30. These are the cone drills we do when we do the cheetah, so you should know what zone in the sideline to expect that ball. So here you see the safety on the left side of the page immediately recovering down the sideline as somebody is coming down. The safety on the right side of the page has no one coming down the sideline, so they go to their second read, which is anybody going deep middle or Carolina? If so, recover to that deep zone. If, as a safety, your first read down the sideline is clear, your second read, anyone coming up the middle, is clear, you're going to recover to the line of scrimmage, towards the line of scrimmage as a linebacker. Back to the line and the cornerbacks. When we are against doubles formation, you are always covering the guy that breaks inside, assuming they are attacking our line that we defend. If they're simply running underneath, you can ignore them. So every defense has strengths and weaknesses. The cover 2 is pretty good against everything, but not great against anything. The biggest hole we will have in the way we play it are these outside short zones like 7 hammerheads on the sideline. However, if our safeties, if they get too close to our safety, they're in trouble, and these are very hard passes to complete. It's a lot of distance to get 5 or 7 yards. When we see trips, we need to understand that we're playing slightly differently, and I'm going to go over this now. There will almost always be one of the 3 running a go route, one running a crossing route, and someone trying to sneak into the outside zone. When we see trips, we're going to have the middle linebacker cheat on that side. The cornerback is looking for the person that wants to sneak into that outside zone. They're going to release the one of the 3 that goes deep over top into the safety, and the middle linebacker is going to pick up the wide receiver running the post or in route. Anytime we see a bunch formation out of our cover 2, cornerbacks, you are looking for the person that is breaking to the outside. That's your first pickup. Red is a stronger formation against a bunch package, and we're going to go over a little more detail of how we're going to be playing red this season. Red is a zone 2-man defense. Let me explain what that is briefly. Man-to-man defense means wherever somebody goes, you follow them across the field. This is an easy way for teams to run you off of a spot that they want to attack. A zone-to-man defense waits for someone to attack the zone that you're meant to cover before you switch into man coverage. Red starts with a single deep safety. This position will be Anthony or Leighton if they are in the game. Red is built off of 2 outside hybrid man zone safeties, and we're going to go over the exact coverages. Our primary outside red safeties will be Ethan and Gylos, and we will also use Anthony and Leighton in this position. What you are looking for is anyone going deep down the sideline on your side. That is now your man That is who you're manning up on. If no one is going down to your sideline, you're looking to the closest route going towards the sideline. And again, now you're in man coverage. Cornerbacks. In this formation, you're actually a middle linebacker and you're pinched. You'll be playing a flat zone with your primary focus looking for crossers going through the middle. So again, this is a hybrid man zone defense. And this is an example of why we cannot play man when we want to still use a single safety, because it's a 5-on-4 situation and we don't want somebody running free. One thing I want the deep safety to recognize is anytime there's an overload, meaning more routes on one side of the field than the other, I want you to shift to that side of the field. And our last defense we're going to go over is pink. This is all zone to man. Everyone here is a linebacker, and I'm going to go over exactly how we're going to be playing this so you can see it visually. So this is really basic math. The outside, farthest outside red dot on the left is our outside linebacker. You are simply looking for the first person that's going to be attacking that sideline. Now, it's more than likely going to be one of those two receivers out of doubles on your side. You're simply going to pick up the first person going towards you, and then you're going to go into man coverage. And to the second most outside guy, you're picking up the second closest receiver to the sideline. You already know your outside guy has the first, so you're picking up number 2. And for the middle linebacker, in the middle of the 5 formation, oftentimes this will be the center, meaning there's already 2 on one side and 2 on another, but sometimes it's not, and I'm going to show an example after this so you can see a situation that's different. So this is just another example of how we know who to pick up. Because again, we don't want to be in man and have to run all the way across the field picking up somebody that's in the backfield or underneath when they can easily run us off of our zone. We want to be in the zone that we start in, and then we want to be in man coverage. So in summary, I appreciate it if you took the time to watch this. I think that our team started with a great defense. It took us a little longer to be great on offense. I just wanted this as a refresher because watching the videos, I was average impressed with our defense, and I know that we got the right guys. We have smart guys. You guys all get this, and we will be the best team tackling team in the league. If you have any questions, as always, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon.